What's up, guys? So, episode 16 today, Speak Before You Think. It's your boy, James T. And look, you might notice your boy's got an Islander hat on. We had NHL start last night. Tonight we got Islanders versus Rangers, so I'm sporting my team. And I'm in New York, so it's a big rivalry here. So I'm gonna go ahead and lead with that. Second, before I get into the wild card weekend, I do want to say something about this James Harden trade that everybody's going bananas off of. I think it's a good trade for the Nets, obviously. They just created a super team. They're the only super team with 3 stars. You know, we had the whole duos thing going on throughout the whole league. Then they just went and fucked it up, which is fine. I'm good with it. So if Kyrie plays, at least there'll be 3. Maybe they traded for James Harden knowing that Kyrie might do something. Maybe Kyrie acted up so they didn't trade him to Houston. Saw that today. That's interesting theory. So anyway, I wanted to get those 2 things out of the way before I jumped into wild card weekend. But I will say Lakers in 6. I'm not really worried about whatever the Nets are doing. So listen. We had a crazy wild card weekend. At least 4 of the 6 games that were played were great games. 2 of the 6 were nail biters. So to start off with the Bills-Colts game, now I got a lot of picks from last week. It really wasn't. I didn't do that. I didn't do that well because I actually thought that the Steelers were going to win. And I thought the Titans might be able to pull it off, even though I think last week I said the Ravens were going to win. Oh, I picked the Seahawks, and they didn't pull it off. Anyway, let's start with the Bills-Colts, right? So that game was crazy. No team made a mistake. And I have no bashing at all towards the Colts. There's maybe some plays here and there. Maybe they went for it on 4th down in the red zone. Phillip Rivers just barely overthrew the wide receiver in the back left corner. That dude went all out, tried to grab it, just couldn't get to it. And then their kicker, Blankenship, missed a field goal, which was major. And then the Bills' kicker hit like a 53-yarder. So that's the difference in the game right there. I thought it was a phenomenal game. I have no complaints. I know when the Bills fumbled it and then they recovered it, it was over after that. So Bills move on, and good for them. I mean, they were a better team. I just think that if there was any upset that was going to happen last weekend, it was going to be that game. Second game, Rams-Seahawks. That game, now, I picked the Seahawks, but I didn't think it was so far-fetched that the Rams could beat them. The Seahawks kind of took a super dip towards the second half of the season. The offense wasn't really clicking like that. And then they only scored over 30 points one time at the second half of the season, and it was against the Jets. So there was a little bit of a trend there going on. They were 7-1 at home, which was crazy, and the Rams were 4-4 away. So it really was an upset, you know, if looking at it like that. But it wasn't a game that it was like the Bears beating the Saints or something like that. It wasn't far-fetched what happened. So kudos to the Rams for moving on. Now they're gonna get knocked out by the Packers this week. So good for them. They got past the first round. So Bucks-Washington, that game the scoreboard was closer than what it really was. This guy, Heineke, he's good, you know, but he's not going to win them a playoff game against Tom Brady, the Bucks. It just wasn't happening. That defense is really phenomenal, though, Washington. They really have something to build on. I think that it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they move forward with their future, because Ron Rivera is legit. So maybe they can get a real team name and, you know, actually be a real football team in the coming years. Hopefully not, though, because I'm a Cowboy fan, but as a football fan, I want to see teams do well. I don't like seeing Jets 2-14 and Jaguars. I don't like that. I know it happens almost every year, but I need some competitive competition from these teams at the bottom. Stop tanking. Fucking losers. Houston, disappointing. I'm telling you right now, this whole Houston situation going on. This is the type of shit I was talking about very in the beginning of the year. These owners, GMs, coaches, they all need to be held accountable. There's no penalty for them not performing, but there's penalties for players not performing, which is the penalty is being cut, whatever. Yeah, coaches get fired, GMs get fired, but how about the owners? The owners who are putting these people in place and not firing them and thinking that they can get away with this bullshit, ruining people's careers. Ruined Sam Darnold's career. Ruining Deshaun Watson's career. How many Browns quarterbacks were ruined because the organization was trash before they started figuring shit out? How long did it really take? Come on, man. It's not right. It's not right. So Ravens Titans. I thought the Titans could have won that game. I think they played so conservative, like they were afraid to make a mistake. They were afraid to unleash the real offense that we saw them have. They didn't utilize Derrick Henry the same, and they could have put up more points. They didn't. Vrabel played very conservative. It was just it was an odd game. Now the Ravens defense is top of the line, and I think now you're going to hear from me my Super Bowl prediction soon, but I've already posted on my Instagram. You could check it out. Before the game started, I put my AFC and my NFC prediction. My AFC prediction is Ravens-Chiefs, and my NFC prediction is Packers-Bucks. So that goes to show you who I think is going to win this weekend between the Bucks and the Saints. Little hint right there. But anyway, Ravens D did their thing against the Titans, so I'm definitely not taking anything away from it. Could easily have been the Titans just didn't have the holes. Tannehill didn't see the holes in the D. The Ravens maybe didn't have any. They are legit. So look, you're gonna find out who I pick in this AFC Championship game. I don't know if it's gonna be this week. I might tell you next week. So I'll keep you on your toes there. But great game by Lamar. He's so good. He's so good, man. He's just getting better and better, too. It's a pleasure to watch him. I really hope we do get the Mahomes versus Jackson thing for years and years and years, because we're going to be in for some exciting-ass football. Seriously. So, Saints-Bears was the next game. I mean, really, we could have... I said the score was going to be like 35-7, which it should have been 28-3. If you watch the game, Kamara had the ball on the 1 yard line. They tried to give him the touchdown. They got stuffed. And the Bears eventually got the ball in their own one and had to drive down the field for the other 6 points. And they went for 2 and missed it. So, anyway, that game was a waste. The Saints were always going to win the game. Like I said, they could have won that game with Taysom Hill the whole time. I don't think that Drew Brees... I won't be surprised if Drew Brees retires after this season. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way. I'm just saying he looks like he's tired. It looks like he's over it. And it seems to me... Now, this might be a hot take. And you can take this however you want. I think the coaching staff is backing off of Brees. And you can kind of see it. I don't know if anyone's noticed that. It's sad. It's sad. But I feel like the coaching staff's losing confidence in what Brees can do. Not up here. Because mentally, I mean, he's Peyton Manning, Tom Brady level up here. But as far as his restrictions on how far he can throw and his mobility, especially with how he got hurt this year with the cracked ribs and the lung and everything, he's going to evaluate this. I'll tell you this, if they win the Super Bowl, he's for sure retiring. But if they lose in some depressing way like they have in the past, I think he might go also. He just might be like, you know what? Enough, I'm getting killed. So, now, this is my favorite part, man. This is my favorite part because I picked the Steelers to beat the Browns, I think. I forget what I said the score was going to be. You can go back in my video and call me out. I don't remember what it was, but I can't tell you how happy I am the Browns beat the Steelers. I can't stand the Steelers. And I really wasn't like that before, but the way they've been acting and the way that Juju is all of a sudden, if you remember when Juju came in the league, he was so chill, man. And he felt like he was our generation type of player, and we can kind of relate to him. And it was like, and he was very humble when if you remember him and Antonio, when Antonio left, he showed screenshots of their conversation when he was in college, trying to learn from him and stuff like that. Totally commendable stuff by Juju. This year, he went off the deep end, man. I mean, I lost so much respect for him. The type of player he turned into, he's first off, he's not a number one. He's a great number two. He's not a great number one at all. Hands aren't there. The route running's not there. It's just not. Maybe he can evolve into something else, but I don't see it. Now, Claypool's number one for sure. Claypool is a number one. I think Claypool can also get better, and he's big. Now, Claypool's kind of like Juju too, this whole TikTok shit. These guys love this TikTok shit. I fucking can't stand it. Now, is my Instagram full of TikToks? Yeah, I'm sure everybody's Instagram's full of fucking TikToks. But, yeah, are some of them cool and funny regular videos? Yeah. But when they doing this dancing shit, I don't know, man. It's just kind of awkward. Kind of cringy, no? Am I the only one that feels like that? Anyway, so, and then they're losing the game and he's doing a TikTok before he goes to play wide receiver? What? That's weird, man. Look, I'm 29. I like having fun. I want to see the little shit talking. I want to see that stuff, but really? On the line of scrimmage you did that? I don't know, man. If I'm Tomlin, I'm kind of pissed. Like, this is a joke to you? Like, we started 11-0, dude. Like, we just lost, like, 4 of the last 5 games or some shit like that. That's bad. Really, really bad. So, I loved seeing the Browns win. I love seeing them through adversity and everything that they have been through, the shit that the analysts give him, everything, the Baker, all the hate towards Baker. And I'm not a big Baker guy. I'm not. I think he's more of a system quarterback, but he has extreme arm talent. He's like Stafford, but I think the team is more controlled and the scheme works better for him. The Lions are just they're a lost cause, so I can't blame anything really much on Stafford there. But anyway, back to this. So the Browns, they got a decent defense, if not a little bit, That's why I'm guaranteeing the Chiefs are destroying them this week. Not really dissing the offensive part of the Browns. Their offense is good. The defense is bad, and the Chiefs' offense is way too good to be dealing with that. So, unless the Browns put up the 48 or at least 40 plus, because the Chiefs are definitely putting up 35, 45 points. But the Chiefs' D is better, in my opinion, than unless Myles Garrett just comes off that edge and just completely annihilates Mahomes. I'm just really not seeing the Browns taking this dub at all. So I got Chiefs against the Browns. They definitely getting that dub. I got the Bucks beating the Saints, and I'll tell you the reason why I think the Bucks are going to beat the Saints. And I've said this a bunch of times throughout the year if teams would meet up and stuff like that. Now, if you remember, I even said it regarding the Ravens and the Titans, them playing for the third time. The Titans won the 2 games this year, and the Ravens, they won the 3rd game. It's not easy to beat a team 3 times in one season. It's not easy, dude. It's just not. And that's and it's a simple analysis, but at the same time, it's true. And that's why these teams play in other sports 7-game series. Because to be that much better than me, you need to beat me 4 times. But in football, it's not the same. It's not the same in football. And to beat someone 3 times, you are better than them. You are better than them. And to beat them 2 times, okay, but that 3rd game means something. It means something, especially in the playoffs. It's the third game is always going to be in the playoffs, so it's different. So I got Bucks in this one in a tight game. I think Saints are favored 2.5, 3 points, something. So look, I say Bucks by a field goal in a high scoring like 35, 32, 35, 31, something like that. It's going to be serious. I think Michael Thomas is going to have a great game. If the Bucks figure out how to deal with Kamara, they are definitely going to win. If they let Kamara loose, no way. No way Bucks win if Kamara goes off. No way. Sorry. Because they'll keep the ball away from Brady. And the only way the Bucks win is if Brady's on the field using that elite offense that they have. And yeah, the Saints D is decent and a little bit of they're above average D. It's not the Ravens D at all. And it's better than the Browns D. It's probably a little bit, I would say, a tier underneath the Ravens D. Maybe 2, but I'm going Tom Brady. I ain't betting against him. I like him over Breeze. Breeze, like I said, looks a little bit. So that's that. Bills, Ravens. That game is, I think that's probably going to be the second best game of the weekend because the first best game is going to be the Saints-Bucks game. Even though that's the last game of the weekend. That's the Bucks-Saints is 6:40 on Sunday. So the 8:15 game on Saturday is Bills-Ravens, which, man, it's going to be popcorn. And that I'm going to be just chowing down popcorn. It's going to be a show. It's a movie. So I got Ravens in that game. And the reason why is because I feel the Ravens, and they did it last week too, they can control the game. And like I said last week also, Lamar is the running back and the quarterback, and he can control the game both ways. It's ridiculous. And Lamar, if he drops another 100 yards rushing and 200 yards passing and 2 touchdowns throwing and a rushing touchdown, I mean, what? How are you beating that? You remember back in the day when Vic was in the playoffs against the Eagles and he would lose. He lost like 2 times to the Eagles in the playoffs. We were like, yo, how is the Eagles going to stop Vic, right? And it was always make Vic throw, keep him contained, always two QB spies. And I think it was Jeremiah Trotter, linebacker for the Eagles, used to contain him, and Brian Dawkins used to creep up. And I just don't see the Bills. First off, let's get something straight. The reason why I'm saying Vic is because we compare Lamar to Vic. But Lamar's better. Lamar throws better. At least towards the front end of Vic's career. When he was on the Eagles, yeah, he was throwing a lot better when he came out of prison. He was throwing a lot better. But Lamar's a different animal. And Vic would make people miss, but Lamar makes 3 people miss easy. I don't even know how his legs do it. It's weird. Like, he just full speed and he's just gone. So I think Lamar controls this game, and I don't think the Bills have an answer. And I think the Ravens D is good enough to stop the Bills, but I don't think the Bills D is good enough to stop the Ravens. So, but look, it's only a 2.5 point favor for the Bills. That's gonna be another fucking tight game. Probably a 30-point Ravens are gonna have 30. And the Bills are going to have like 24 or something like that, man. I'm telling you. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like 28-24 or something like that. That's where I'm going with this. So last but not least, the first game of the entire weekend, we got Green Bay versus the Rams. And, man, this is just... Look, unless Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey just win the game on their own, there's no way the Rams beat these Packers. No way. The Packers have to play bad for them to lose. And Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald have to have the games of their life. That's the only way. Because if not, I mean, look, you can say, oh, let's just cross out Devontae Adams then. If you think, let's say Jalen Ramsey has a game of his life and Devontae Adams has no catches for no yards. Okay? Let's just say. Okay, so what is Aaron Jones, like, Valdez Scantling is going to, Valdez Scantling, most yards per catch in the NFL. That's not by accident. That's because of Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers. So when this weekend happens and Devontae Adams has 5 catches for like 60 yards, okay, and Valdez Scantling has like 4 catches for like 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Aaron Jones has 80 yards rushing and 80 yards receiving with a touchdown, I'm gonna tell you I told you so, okay? And I don't know who the quarterback of the Rams is going to be. But this guy Wolford got hurt last week, but he might be all right. And Jared Goff, look, come on. Jared Goff is good. Great? No. His thumb? He ain't doing it. He ain't doing it. So, look, that's it. You know, those are my picks. And I'm not backtracking. So I got Packers winning, Ravens winning, Chiefs winning, Bucks winning. All right. So like I said, I chose my AFC, my NFC championship already. Posted on my Instagram page. You can check it out. I do it every year, even with my buddies before I made a YouTube channel. I used to always do predictions through text messages, stuff like that. You know, who do you guys got? This and that. So I think it's really fun to do that before the playoffs actually start, you know, to see where it goes. And then when it gets to the AFC and NFC championship, and if I'm wrong or even if I'm right, then I do a Super Bowl prediction. If I'm right on that, then I'll give you my Super Bowl winner, you know, when that gets solidified. So pretty cool, man. We're gonna keep up with it. We're gonna keep going. We got a lot of stuff going on in sports in general. You know, basketball's got a lot going on, a lot of NBA drama. You know, hockey just started. I know you guys probably aren't too much of hockey guys, but you know, I'm gonna touch on it here and there. I'm gonna try to get into some gaming stuff. I'm a big time gamer. I love gaming. All different types of games. So, you know, drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe. In the comments, give me some ideas, you know, some games you guys want me to go over, some stuff like that. So I'm big on Warzone, big on Fortnite. I like Rogue Company. I played some Spellbreak. You know, I like the Battle Royale multiplayer games. Been pretty good at them. So, you know, not the sweatiest of sweaties, you know, but I play pretty highly competitive with a lot of my friends. So I'll probably start streaming too. Maybe I'll YouTube live stream instead of Twitch. So anyway, guys, so that's it for me. Pretty long video today. I'm not editing it. I don't feel like it. But I will say this. Lakers in 6. Anyway. All right, guys. Much love. I appreciate it. Like I said, sub, all that. Instagram, Twitter, Google, whatever. Much love. Peace, guys.